Pivoting now to politics. One group of voters is growing faster than any other in Kentucky. It's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans.
It's the independents and voters registered under other party affiliations. For the first time ever, this group makes up 10% of Kentucky's electorate. LDX 18's political reporter Carolina Buchek has that story.
Kentucky voters are changing.
Each month is a pretty significant bump in the number of independent voters or voters registered with other parties.
Secretary of State Michael Adams says Kentucky's voter registration data points to a clear trend. The number of voters who register as something other than a Democrat or a Republican is growing.
That's the fastest growing voting bloc in Kentucky today.
Of course, registration data shows that most Kentucky voters are either Republican or Democrats. These two groups make up 90% of Kentucky's voters. Of course, that means that there are 10% of Kentucky voters who are different from this. And when you take a look at the percentage of increased registration, you'll see that independents and others are growing at a faster rate. In December, while Republican registration rose by 0.13% and Democrat registration decreased by 0.18%, other registration increased by 0.38%. November's data shows a similar story. Other registration increased the most, percentage-wise. And the same trend can be found in previous month's data as well. So Secretary Adams has a message for candidates who are seeking office. If you want to win, you need to reach out to this growing group of voters.
So it's very important that both sides remember that there's a center vote out there in the middle, and they have to court those voters.
And who are these voters? Adams says it's mostly young people who are registering to vote for the first time.
There are some people who are Republicans or Democrats that are changing to independent because they don't like the direction they see their party going, whether it's nationally or at the state level. There's some of that. But this is driven primarily by young voters. The big question is, are they going to vote or not?
And data shows election turnout among independents tends to be lower than among Republicans or Democrats. For example, in last November's election, less than half of Kentucky's independents voted. So Adams says if independents want to make an impact, they need to vote.
The impetus is on them to be relevant, because if they don't vote, they're not relevant.
In Frankfort, Carolina Buchek, Evening Edition.
Kentucky has a closed primary system, which means independents cannot vote in partisan primary elections.
However, they can vote in general elections.